Then I watched The Politician season 2, which also, came out in the quarantine, and it's also created by Ryan Murphy. And once again, Ryan Murphy I'd mentioned when I talked about Hollywood. Ryan Murphy is known for his quirky, kooky, intellectual kind of shows, and this show kind of fits that very well. His stuff, at least this particular show, reminds me a lot of Wes Anderson movies, especially something like The Royal Tenenbaums that I really enjoy. This show follows the life of highly ambitious young people. The lead character in this show, Peyton Hobart, he is a young teenager in high school who dreams of being the president of US in the future, and he has every move in his life planned according to make that dream a reality. And this show kind of follows that, and how a lot of his plans fail and some do not, and how manipulative people are. He won't let anything in the way of him achieving his dream. In spite of seeming improbable and not real, I really enjoy the satire depicted in this show via the shallowness of the people and the straight to the point sharpness depicted as well. Bette Midler and Judith Light are part of the second season, and they completely lit up the second season for me. I thoroughly enjoyed the second season. So if you enjoy stuff that are kind of Wes Anderson-y in nature, I highly recommend this show. It's a fairly light watch as well, but I highly recommend it if you like Wes Anderson stuff. Then, of course, Never Have I Ever. This is a coming-of-age comedy of a second-generation Indian teenager, and it follows her dating adventures and misadventures, or rather not dating, but wanting to date, and other high school adventures that she has. Once again, people like me who are of Indian origin, and who are Indian actually, and who have not grown up in this country, a show like this is very intriguing, because we want to live vicariously through what we are watching. I have to say that this show was chock-a-block full of ridiculous stereotypes and overacting. Maitreyi, the actress who plays the lead role, has done a great job, to be honest. However, I expected a lot more from a Mindy Kaling show. I love Mindy Kaling. I have loved her books and her shows in the past, but this show fell short for me. However, I enjoyed watching it. If you try not to be too judgmental about the ridiculous way in which they have portrayed some of the characters, which almost seem pretty caricaturish to me. The accents are overdone. None of us really talks like that. Well, at least not people that I know. I know a lot of other first generation Indian immigrants here, and they do not talk like that, believe me. Also, the virginity shaming and other ridiculous restrictions by her mom are just off-putting. But again, like I said, the lead actress has done a great role, and her chemistry with Ben and the other guy is really intense and pretty entertaining to watch. I would say watch it, but with caution. Try not to get too involved in it, and try not to let it piss you off like it pissed me off. But Indian matchmaking, this show can have I can make a video all about this show only. However, as a part of this particular video, I'm gonna try to not get too deeply into it. This follows the professional life of Seema Taparia from Mumbai, who is a very successful matchmaker from Mumbai, and she goes around matching these singles in India, or in Mumbai especially, and then also around the world, like in the US. The show genuinely depicts the backward values or expectations which just seem otherworldly to a lot of us, but it is depicting what is the truth back in India, or not just back in India, but among a lot of Indian traditional families. And to be honest, Seema, however annoying she may seem, she is just catering to a demand. That's her job. This show has gotten a lot of hate about the colorism or the expectation of a fair bride depicted by all the families, as well as how the guy can look like anything as long as he's well-to-do and he's going to provide for his family. These archaic stereotypes do exist still in our society, and I think that's what has been depicted, and people are getting pissed off about it. But well, then change the society, it's not the show's fault for showing the reality. I definitely think the hate is misplaced when it comes to this show. There are characters in this show, again, that everyone likes to hate, like Aparna. However, with time you realize that Aparna is just someone who really knows her mind and knows exactly what she wants in life. However, the way she presents it, or the way it comes across, is not very pleasant, and that's probably why we like to dislike her. But again, this is a reality show, so I don't think that must have been the true representation or true depiction of her. But again, there are characters that we love, like Ankita, who is so much more relatable for people of my generation and younger folks. Someone who is so ambitious and who knows what she wants from life and from her partner as well, and who is really nice too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And then of course there's Vyasar, who is just this amazing teddy bear of a guy who seems like he'd be a lot of fun to hang out with. But the real villain of the show is, of course, the character Akshay and his mom. His mom is the biggest villain. At least that's how the show has made them out to be. I don't know them, obviously, in real life. They are, again, expecting things that have been expected throughout generations. This is just something they were conditioned with growing up as well. So it can be infuriating, but again, just, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Anyway, I don't want to go more into that show. It's definitely worth a watch. It's, again, became a big social media movement. You know, the whole memes about it, as well as all the jokes and reels and TikToks and whatnot about it, and even a filter about it. Moving on. Love on the Spectrum. Love on the Spectrum is a 5-episode Australian reality show on dating for people who fall on the autism spectrum. This show is the antidote for all the other crappy dating shows you have seen, especially shows like Indian Matchmaking. This show evokes compassion in your heart when you realize that everybody, even people on the spectrum, all they want is love. All we are looking for is love and validation in life from a partner. That's what they want. And it breaks your heart. It broke my heart to see how difficult the journey is for them. The path to love is harder for people on this spectrum, and it's worth watching, especially if you don't know someone who falls on the spectrum in real life. I highly recommend this show. It's a very special show. I have refrained from mentioning any movies and some of the other bad shows that I have watched. And again, this is just part 1 of what on this topic. There's a part 2 that will follow up in a few days. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, and I really want to know what you felt about these shows if you've seen any of them. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Have a great one.